Hello, my name is Noah, and this is Backroom Comics How To. For our first tutorial, we're going to draw a simple basic head from the front. Drawing anything, let alone heads, takes a degree of understanding of form and space. Everything is a 3D object. Even when drawing a 2D cartoon-style face, everything needs to have some illusion of three-dimensional space, or else the drawing looks a little bit flat and boring. For a human head, the underlying shape is a sphere. Draw a sphere to indicate the shape of the skull and top of your head. From the middle of that sphere, draw a line straight down. Don't worry if the drawing becomes a little messy. The construction phase is the most important part of the drawing. It's where you're allowed to be messy. If the base construction isn't solid, the whole thing falls apart. Drop down here and create a mark for the chin. From the sides of the sphere, drop down, create two solid lines, and connect them to create the jawline. Directly in the middle of the head, draw a line horizontally. After you draw the center line, drop down halfway, create another line. This is the indicator for the nose. And halfway down from that, draw another line. This is where your mouth will go. Now, it's time to start blocking in the facial features. First, let's draw the nose. From the first center line to the second one, draw a triangle. Then a kite shape on top of it. Draw a small sphere at the base of the triangle, and on the sides of that, draw two even smaller circles. Connect those lines with a smooth curve, and voila, you got yourself a certified schnoz. Draw lines up from the sides of the nose, and this length, the length of that nose on both sides is the length of your eyes. On the center line, put two dots marking the length of the eyes. And draw an oval connecting them. Draw a circle with a smaller circle inside of it. Make sure it fills up the whole length of the eye. It's gonna look a bit creepy, but bear with me. And from the two dots that you created on the side, here and here, you're going to curve in a little bit, and these curves create eyelids. And from the top of the eyes, over here, and the bottom of the nose, if you extend these lines this way, these become the length of the ears. So what you're going to do is on the side of your head, you're going to draw what looks to be like an uppercase D on both sides. And you could shape them, right, so that they skew towards the top by like cutting in here. Now ears are tricky because they're very easy to make wrong and they're very easy to make it look silly. So they have a lot of detail in it, and I like to simplify that by essentially creating a tiny triangle, right, on the inside, and then from the top of that loop in, right, you're gonna want to create a loop, kind of like a hook on the inside. So I'll do that over here too. Triangle, loop, and you're gonna want to create this like this kind of shape on the inside. So from the top of that triangle, create the bottom one, and then do that. And it's not a perfect looking ear, right? But it gets the job done. On top of the eyes, you can just block in the eyebrows, however you want. Make them more blocky. You can make them smooth. However you want to, whatever the character or person you're drawing, however they look. You can do whatever you want. And typically, halfway from the top of the eyes to the top of the head is where you would draw like the hairline. But hairlines vary, much like eyebrows, and much like any facial feature, to be honest. You can figure that as you go. So, with that, create hairline. Now, when drawing hair is a lot of people make the mistake of just drawing like straight from the head, and like it looks pretty bad. Like it's streaky, it doesn't look good, there's no volume. Volume makes hair look good, essentially, in a drawing. If you like block in a shape, suddenly I think it becomes a lot more believable and a lot more accurate to what people's hair looks like, because it just adds on top of their head. It doesn't just sit there. Some people do have like very low volume in their hair, which is fine, but you could still block it in, and you still have to make it look like there is at least some volume. I could do a whole video on hair later in a different time. But for right now, that'll have to do. Now drawing the mouth, right? Which like the eyes, the length of the nose typically is how long the mouth would be. But I mean, again, facial features vary, like everything. So what you want to do, like the eyes, draw in 2 dots, right? Connect them however you will. And for the lips are pretty easy. You just draw 2 circles right on top, connect them, maybe shade them in, and then on the bottom, create another line, swoop down, and you got it. See? Super simple. And more or less, you got your head. Very simple. Congrats, you did it! You've successfully drawn a human head. Use these guidelines and apply them to whoever you want to draw. Everyone looks unique and beautiful and different in their own way, but the proportions I've demonstrated here is universal. Good luck, keep drawing. Please like and subscribe, all the YouTube stuff and such. Goodbye.